guys, happy Tuesday. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery kits, and I am here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. It's a time where we can relax and craft for about an hour, and we work on a project from beginning to end. So we are working on the Charming Chevrons quilt, which is back there. We are going to sandwich the quilt today, and that means we're going to take the top and bottom layers, the top of the quilt and the back of the quilt, and then layer the batting in between, and we're going to baste them together. And that means we're going to temporarily hold them together with something, so they're held together for when we quilt it, when we sew together. And we're going to be using these curved safety pins to baste them together. And you see my jean quilt back here. I actually had to commandeer pins from my jean quilt that I haven't undone yet because I didn't think I'd have enough pins for the Charming Chevrons quilt. So I thought I'd leave it out here for you guys. This is how far I am on it. I am tying the quilt together. So instead of sewing it to keep the 3 layers together like we will with this one, I am just using wool yarn and tying it together, and once I wash it, that wool will kind of tighten up and that will hold the quilt together. So I have about from here this way done, and I have from here to here. I have some lines. You can kind of see some crisscross lines there, but I have to put more in there. So again, this is about done, and this I needed work yet, and then and the border yet. But I was able to steal a bunch of safety pins from that side. So look, I almost have a full jar again. So wanted to share that with you guys. So I will be laying the quilt out, the back of the Charming Chevrons quilt, on the floor here first. And then we will layer the batting and the front of the quilt there. And I think I'm going to tilt you guys down a little bit more tonight too. Just because it's going to be on the floor this evening. So there we go. All right, I'm going to scooch this out of the way, but this is another project that just needs to get done. So tomorrow I'm going to work on the Splendid Sampler quilt again. We're just going to get those borders done. We're going to just take the rest of the week, get those borders done, and hopefully sew the binding on the Splendid Sampler quilt as well, because that just needs to be out of my hair. And same with this guy. This guy's got to get done soon too. They've just been sitting around forever. But we will definitely get to quilting this as well. So let's get this out of the way and we'll get going. So this is all jeans, and then it's this blue fabric on back. It is so heavy, but it's going to be perfect for winter, I think. Ugh, it's heavy, heavy. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to wash it, but we'll figure it out. Okay, batting, front of the quilt can hang out there. Okay, here is the back of the quilt. So there we go. I need to flip it so that that it is facing down, because we're going to put the wrong sides together on this. Okay. All right, that will do. So we're gonna try and center everything on this quilt. It's okay if we don't get the front exactly centered, because these are all just kind of floating and no one's gonna know if it's a little off center. But I do have the seams on the top and the sides and the bottom. So I can go based on those seams. I know those are center on all 4 sides. So we do have a little bit of a semblance of it being centered. But I'm gonna take my little painter's tape here, and I'm gonna tape down the sides And then we will get putting the batting on. I'm going to try and scooch this up just a hair yet. And then we'll start taping. All right. I don't have much tape, so I'm going to just try and use a little bit. I'm just trying to get it flat here. I'm pulling on it a little. I'm not exactly stretching it, but we're going to just do that. Oh, Nolene, you love the denim. I think it's just going to feel so good in winter. It's going to be heavy, and I'm excited for it. Ooh, we barely fit in this room. This is going to be a crawl. I'm going to get my squats in today here. All right, now I'm just going to do a couple more on the side here. All right. Okay, so just the bottom here, you don't have that kind of clear floor space. Yeah, oh, you use an 8-foot folding table. So that's what I'd like to try in the future, Paula, is I need to try the table. And yeah, I don't know if we might actually have a folding table like that. I'll have to try that next time. I was thinking I didn't have a table to do that on, but you're right, a folding table would work well, and I think we might have one of those. Because I would like to get off the floor here too. But yeah, I think next time I'm gonna try. Yeah, we'll try the folding table because I was thinking I don't have anything that wide. I know I need a cordless mic. I know, Linda. I used to have something that worked, but it didn't sound as good as this one. Oh, a table tennis table. Yeah, I don't have one of those though, but I do have one of those foldable ones. So if I do that plus the pool noodle technique, that might be what we do next time, because I can bring that up here and we can extend it out here. So we'll see. But yeah, this floor isn't working at all. Yeah, we don't have a big dining room table either. So that folding table though, I didn't think of that. I like that idea. So next time it will be folding table and pool noodles. We'll give that a try because yeah, I need to not do this anymore. This is not fun. All right, this is looking pretty decent. I'm okay with how this is coming out. I think I'm just gonna do 2 more. I'm gonna get the seams at the top, but then I think we're good. This is not looking too shabby here. It's definitely flatter. That was okay there. Okay, next up. All right, we're gonna get this batting on here next. I think you do. Oh, great job sandwiching on the quilt on the floor. Oh, thanks, Deborah. Yeah, I just, it's the crawling on the floor, it's just a lot. All right. Ooh, good. I got it the right direction the first time. So this is a queen-sized batting, even though we're just doing a twin-size quilt, but I thought the twin-size batting was maybe too small, so I got the queen, and I figured I'd just use excess for small little projects. So I'm going to kind of line it up to the corners here, and we'll trim the extra. So kind of just a hair, I'm just doing it a hair shy of the edges of the back of the quilt here. Let's get it up here. So I'm just trying to be gentle so I don't move the whole bottom of the quilt too much. Okay. So I think that's all right. I'm just gonna kind of spread it out here. All right. Yep, I'm getting totally tangled here, guys. Okay. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I'm gonna trim it down a little bit. So I did let this lay out flat for a couple days. During the day I had it, or when we were sleeping, I had it crumpled up. We had it just on the bed. But yeah, I think I got a few wrinkles out of it. I mean, I definitely see wrinkles in it still, but I think it's laying a little bit flatter. You can see the wrinkles, but yeah, I think it's a little flatter. So I'm going to just go around. I got my fabric scissors. I'm going to go around and trim so it is kind of in line with the back of the quilt. Then I can center the front on it a little bit better. So we'll see how that goes here. Yeah, I think we'll just... kind of fold it back and trim. I'm excited to be this far, though. This means we'll get a quilt soon. All right, first chunk done. All right. Okay. So not too much left. Oh, looks great on the flat screen. Oh, funny. Funny Nolan. All right. Woo, I'm definitely getting the workout and I'm sweating here. Oh, you guys, this is my, I don't know if you guys can see, but I mended this shirt over the weekend. So I have some mending here, and I think there's a couple other little mending points here. Yeah, exactly, Bonnie. That's what I just get so nervous about the size. So I did look at the size of the twin batting before I bought it, and I'm like, I don't know. I think our twin is just a hair bigger, and I wanted to make sure that I had enough. I wanted just enough overflow. The twin batting is it was almost the exact same size as the front, and that wasn't going to work. You need that few extra inches all the way around, just, in case, you don't want to accidentally have to cut off some of your front because you ran out of batting or something. So, all right, we're going to just lay the front on top of this, and we are going to try and center it just the best we can. But again, it doesn't matter so much because our back doesn't have to be perfectly centered. So this is the top, the bottom. So I kind of have an idea of what I want top and bottom for this. So I want to make sure that we get that right. I think I had a purple, yeah, I had this purple one down at the bottom. Wow, and we made our back extra big, didn't we? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is the center. So I can align the center line with the seam on the back, and we'll get pretty close to center here. Same with here. Let's see, how many are there? 11, I think, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, and 6 right here. So center is right there. Okay, that quadrant should be good. Actually, there's not that much border. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Okay. It's coming together! All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the half. Oop, that looks good. Okay. So that's pretty centered there. So I thought from when I just laid it on there, I thought I was going to have a ton of space all the way around. But yeah, we're not too bad. It is. We have about maybe 4.5-ish, 5 inches all the way around. Yeah, maybe only like 4-ish inches over here, and then a little bit more on the top and the bottom. So I think we did the front. Or I think we did the borders just right, and I think, yeah, we went with the right size of batting and stuff too. So, all right, so now I am just going to, this doesn't look all that centered, but let's double check again. Yeah, we're just gonna scooch this way a little bit. There, okay, so I'm gonna take, I got my safety pins here now. So this is, these are what I'm going to base this with. So these are the curved safety pins. So the curve in it, like it has a bent, it's called a bent safety pin, not a curved safety pin. But like when it's closed, you can see it has a bend in the middle there. Otherwise, it's like a normal safety pin. And this is just, it helps to go down and up through all the layers a little bit easier. So some people use a spray to stick all these layers together. You can use thread to stitch all the layers together with really big stitches, or you can use these little safety pins to hold it together. And what we're doing is we're just grabbing all 3 layers, clipping them together, and they're going to stay like that until we have it sewn a little bit. At least till we have the zigzags sewn, because then that'll be enough to hold it together before we do the free motion quilting. So we just need to hold it together in the meantime before the stitches from sewing it hold it together. So that's what the basting pins are for. And I'm going to start from the middle and work my way out because it'll kind of stretch a little and move a little. And so you want to start in the middle to make sure that it's growing at the same rate. And I'm going to just dump a few of these in the middle and start putting them in the quilt. And I'm not going to put them on any of the seams and any of the zigzag seams, the chevrons, because I'm going to sew there. Remember, I'm going to stitch in the ditch, which is just sewing directly on the seam of all these zigzags. So I don't want to put a pin there, you know, because then I'll have to stop and remove the pin and stuff. So I'm going to put them in the middle of that. You could use the extra batting. Oh, as a self-binding. You know what? I could do that. You could use the extra backing as a self-binding. That's not a bad idea, Noeline. So Noeline's suggesting that instead of doing a binding where we make the separate binding strips, I could just, once we're done, I could, since we have so much edge, I could just trim away the batting and we could trim the back, but not all the way as far as the front, and then fold that over and just stitch that on so it's like a self-contained binding. I'm going to keep that in the back of my head because that would be awesome, just to not, you know, use up more fabric and stuff. So I like that idea. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, all right, let's baste this thing. So, all right, starting in the middle here. Ooh, stabbing myself already. Yep, come back here. All right. So I think we're gonna go, we'll stick into the red areas.
So I'm just going every, I don't know, 6 inches or so. Just trying to smooth it as I go as well. All right. This will be the last time we're on the floor, which will be nice. So I'm kind of sticking to the red since I think I'm gonna do my free motion quilting in the colorful patterned areas. So really we wouldn't have to remove the pins at all if we wanted, but I think I'll probably remove the pins after I do the zigzag. Because why keep them in? They're just gonna be in our way at that point. You know, I like that idea. I had gotten the purple fabric out again to maybe use that as the binding, but I do kind of like the idea of just using this backing fabric for the binding, just rolling it over. Because I think the back will look cool then. The back will just kind of float off into red space instead of being framed by a binding. And I kind of really like that idea. And then same with the front too. It'll just kind of float off into space, and I kind of like that. I think that might be nice for this. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely remind me once we get that far that I wanted to use that as the binding. I think that's a good idea. All right, I'm just gonna creep up to the top here. It's almost a real quilt. It's always fun. I'm definitely moving this front closer to the edges though, I think, by starting in the middle. So I think that was a good idea. All right, I'm gonna work my way to the top and out, and then we'll just keep going outward, and then we'll come back and do the bottom area. All right, back onto the floor. I want to get up here on the top good too. Let's keep going. Well, going this way now. All right, every once in a while you'll get a dull one. You're gonna wanna toss those ones away. They just, they poke bigger holes in the fabric and they're just not fun. Just toss them. All right. Okay. All right, we kind of got this upper area done. Grab more pins. All right, almost to the top. Okay. Upper third's about done. All right, let's go here and out. I gotta go over there yet too. All right. Going well. About halfway done. I know, Bonnie, I know. I'm working those squats and the lunges today, that's for sure. There, we'll just stretch a little bit afterwards. Yeah, I would need to try the table and like the folding table and pool tube method next time, I think. I haven't tried that yet, but if it gets me off the ground, that'll be good. It's looking nice and flat though, I think. I'm gonna need more pins. Okay, more pins. Almost there. All right. Stand up for a sec here. All right, so we just have a little bit more to go. Yeah, Athena, I think, yeah, this is not nice on the knees. We're definitely going to try a different variation of this next time. I'll try and bring the table up here, and we'll either do the technique where we roll it on the pool noodles, or we'll do the technique where we mark all the centers and then lay it out on the flat table and then work our way over it. You know, because this is nuts. I do not need to be on the floor anymore. So I have a little bit of an edge over here and then a little bit of the bottom, and then that's it. Yeah, this is going together really quick, so I'm happy about that. All right, let's do this. Let's start back up here. Grab the rest of these pins. Ooh. One more here. Okay, that's done. This little bit is left. Let's do it. I might have had enough pins without getting it from the jean quilt, but it's good to take those off anyway. Almost done. This is a good watch a movie thing to do. Throw that on and take breaks. One more. Okay. All right, it is pinned. Oh yes, so it totally has smoothed out. We even lost more space around, so now there's about 4 inches all the way around, but hooey, yeah, this is a definitely take breaks, watch a movie, and just chill while you do this. You know, I'm going to have to stretch and relax after this for sure. But all right, we are pinned, so all that we have to do yet is we'll untape it and fold it up, and we're good to go. It's almost a quilt. So we'll see how the back looks too. Okay, one more. All right, it is a quilt. Let's, I'm gonna lift it up here and we can take a look at it. Ooh, but look, it's together. So here's the back, already all together. To the front. I don't know, I like it. It's like a real quilt. So I'm super stoked. So we are officially at quilting stage. So woohoo! I'm happy about that. It feels like a legit quilt all of a sudden, which is nice. So tomorrow, though, I think for the rest of the week, I'm going to work on the Splendid Sampler. It is still on my machine. And I just want to get the borders done on that. We just have a few straight lines on the borders and sewing the binding on. And then it's just hand sewing after that. And it can be done. It can be out of the unfinished box area. And then we will switch over to this guy. And again, we'll start by stitching in the ditch on all of these chevrons. So awesome, guys. That is it for tonight. One more step done. We are moving on. So thanks again for joining me, and I will see you guys tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Central Time again. And this will be up on YouTube when I'm done a little later here tonight. So thanks again. Have a great evening. Good night.